You just crossed over into the female zone.
I don't want to go on the date. I don't want to give you my phone number. I don't want to do the rodeo. I know you don't give a fuck about my cat's name. I know you don't care about where I went to high school. You are just asking these things because you're like, I want to, this person act interested. What can I do? No, even if the man was like, I want to marry you, because motherfuckers be out here, and they would. Okay, we are the prize ladies, and they would. The problem is that still, what is that gonna do for me, baby? Okay, and that thing works so good. I got a great job. I have a great, fantastic life. I have wonderful friends. What else are you bringing to the table that isn't better than what I'm already doing? God, Karen, you are so stupid.
Oh, truly, Queen. So, wait a minute. This scatterbrained word salad of women's talking points is supposed to be better than actually having a man and starting a family together and deciding, hey, you know what? Let me dedicate myself to you. You dedicate yourself to me. Let's grow together. Let's buy a house, build a home together. Let's have children. Let's get the best parts of me and best parts of you together, and let's create our children together. We'll have 1, 2, 3 kids, and we could be happy, and we can have happiness, and they'll continue our lines, both yours and mine. Well, wait a minute, Gorilla. What the hell are you saying? Shut up, Gorilla. You have no idea what you're talking about. None of that is actually necessary. None of that is important to a woman. Why? Because womanism told queens like this woman who's got the back of her hand more inked out than this morning's newspaper that, oh, you don't need all that, sister. You need a great job. You need an awesome vibrator with super-powered batteries. You need a fast car and sleep around with a bunch of men. That's fulfilling. What the gorilla just said? Only an idiot would believe that. Yeah, keep going, sweetheart. I'm pretty sure when you're 80 and in a retired home, you'll think back to these words saying, yeah, I was right. Before we move on, I want to say thank you, fam, to all of my subscribers for supporting this channel. I truly appreciate all of you who leave comments, who like my videos, and share them on other social media platforms. I truly gotta say thanks, fam. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you decide to hit that subscribe button. Moving on!
I'm like really starting to realize that I'm a bitch. Like, I'm truly a huge bitch when it comes to men. I've tried being my feminine self, and it just doesn't work. I feel like I just attract pussy men. And I think it's fair that I have become a bigger bitch after, trying out some relationships with men. Just like when men get hurt and they become disgusting, huge whores. Well, I just hit like a new level of bitchness. Like, I'm at the gold tier of bitchiness. And it's fair. I don't even care if I scare them away. Like, please run away. Don't waste my time. I tried being my feminine, cute self. That did not work. It did not work.
What the hell you say? Oh, so you tried your cute feminine self and it did not work? Well, sister, have you stopped to give it some thought? Maybe because you chose the wrong guys? I'm sorry, but it's proven that 80% of women always go for the top 20% of the guys. Usually, 2 to 3 women are going after the same guy. Very few guys get the attention from women. When women like you go after the same guy and they treat you not great because the guy's got options, all of a sudden, all men are like that. And sister, let me tell you something. You being a total B does not scare men away. It repulses them, all right? This idea that you intimidate men and you scare them away, you women got to get away from that. Since when is a woman who's 5'2", weighs 125 pounds, and then scare off a guy who's like 5'9" and weighs like 180? Not gonna happen, sweetie. What you need to realize is you were choosing a guy who was probably a player, had player characteristics, had those things that you found attractive because most women find attractive, but he didn't have what you wanted, which is that he was going to dedicate himself to you. He wasn't going to be monogamous. Why should he? He's got so many women after him. But then you decide, oh, you're going to be a total B to the average guy? Yeah, that's going to work out. Keep going, sweetheart. Keep racking up that mileage. You'll end up happy. Moving on!
Men are genuinely the new females. Y'all are lazy as f***. What happened to the mechanics and the plumbers and the men that go outside and cut shit down? Get shit done. Alright? That's what I want. Okay? That is what I want. I don't want a man that's sitting there on the couch all day playing video games, doing freaking nothing. No, I want to go outside and see you do some yard work. I want to see you sweat a little bit. Okay? And now these men are like, I'm only in bed all day and I'm not going to do nothing. And I'm actually gonna, like, not work a job. You can work a job, bitch. Ugh! Ugh! Come on, where's the masculinity? Bring that shit back. Like, that is so to me. No girl wants a man that just doesn't do anything. We want providers. We want masculine men that go sweat and go work and have calluses on their hands, okay? That's what we want. At least me. That's what I want.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
No girl wants a man who just sits down and plays video games all day. You said that you want providers and masculine men. Well, sweetheart, you know what men want? They want virgins and women who are virtuous and will do traditional things, but you're not doing that anymore, are you? Just with the ink on your shoulder alone, you can tell that you're not traditional. So exactly how can you demand a traditional man when you yourself are not a traditional woman? That's just one thing. On top of that, most boys today are brought up in single mother homes. So they didn't have father figures to teach them how to be men. If they're acting more lazy and more feminine, guess what? You can thank women for that, because most women follow the womanist dogma of, I don't need no man, I gotta go out and find myself, I can raise a boy to be a man on my lonesome, and then you end up with this. Go to the previous generation of women and thank them for giving you this end result. Most men of the previous generations who got divorced and got their families destroyed because women wanted to divorce them, they wanted to find themselves, they wanted to go out on their own, all they can say is, hey, they warned you it was going to be like this, they washed their hands with it, so you deal with the consequences. In short, you want a traditional man, be a traditional woman. If you're not willing to be that, have a cook and a smile. Moving on!
So, I've noticed recently that of the couple guys that I've seen recently and have gone on a couple of dates with, to the point where, you need to actually have the conversation when you're like, oh, this isn't it. So you need to, be straightforward and be like, yes. It didn't just, dissipate on its own, right? You had to have that conversation. All three of the recent ones have told me, you just don't want nice guys. You just don't want a nice guy. I think they're right, but I think I use nice guy as a completely different thing than what they use nice guy as. I don't want a nice person. I want a kind person. I want someone who, yes, is their honest self, and maybe they're a little abrasive, and they're confident, and sometimes they can maybe be, they don't talk perfectly every time, because I don't, and I don't think that that's honest. We all make mistakes, and there's no such thing as a perfect person, and I don't want something that's completely rehearsed. I just want someone to be their authentic self, and for me to be able to look at that authentic self and be like, yes, I like this person. I like all of the imperfections that they're showing me, right? I want someone who's deep down in their core kind and wants to help people and sees good in other people, but I don't want someone who puts on this front of always being nice and never being themselves. I want someone who shows up to a situation and takes charge, who's not completely subject to the wills of everyone around them because they're so scared that other people are going to like or dislike them. I don't want that. I guess you're right. I don't want the nice guy.
Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Dang it, Queens, you girls just keep going on with this word salad. Listen, for all of you who just went through that pain of listening to this verbal garbage, let me just translate that with my above average womanese translator. Basically, what she wants is a bad boy who's gonna be nice to her. See, she just tiptoed around everything. She doesn't want a nice guy, the guy who's nice to everybody. No, she says she wants a kind person. Oh, so you want a bad boy who's got all the bad boy traits that you're gonna find attractive, this and that. Well, at the same time, he could be a bad boy and be a jerk to everybody, but he has to be kind to you. Nice to you, so that way you could tell everybody, oh, you just don't know him. I understand him. Yeah, sister, this isn't a brand new little trope here. This has been outplayed a bunch of times. And you won't be the first girl who fell for it. You won't be the last one either. Simply put, you're going to find this bad boy, and he'll probably show you some kindness here and there, and you're going to interpret that as, he is a kind person, see? I knew that. And then you're going to be with him, and then he's going to start to mistreat you. He'll mistreat you once, twice, 3 times, then becomes a pattern. Then all of a sudden, I can change him. You don't understand the real him. Sure, sister. You go out and find a guy like that. You let us know how it plays out. It's not like most men out here don't already know how it's going to end. Move it on!
So I have a question for my male friends. If you tried to talk to a woman and she, told you she wasn't interested or, didn't want to talk to you anymore, would you want to know why she doesn't want to talk to you, or would that hurt your pride and your ego to hear the feedback on that, because there's a few people that have wanted to talk to me, or like I've talked to them and then it just doesn't move forward because of certain things that I see, you know, whether they're full of lustful energy or just certain characteristics that maybe I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not aligned with that. Would you want to know, or would you just be like, okay, she's just not interested? Is that something that you would truly take the feedback and want to work on that, to improve that? Or would you just not care and just continue? Because I feel like if somebody told me that they didn't want to date me, or they didn't want to move forward with me, or didn't want to be with me for whatever reason, if it was because I was unhealed, or I was in my lustful energy, or I didn't align with whatever. I mean, I'm clearly 39 and don't have kids, so maybe I know kids is a thing at this stage. Maybe somebody wants to have kids, and maybe that's the reason why they don't want to date me, or they have, you know, whatever the reason is. Would you want to know? Basically, that's the question. Would you want to know, or would it hurt your pride and your ego to know? Because there's a few people that I kind of just want to tell them that they're good guys, they're nice people, but certain things about them they could work on, and maybe the next person it would work out well for. So let me know.
All right, Queen, let me just tell you something. You're really not fooling anybody with the way you formatted this question. It's pretty evident that you were interested in a guy. You were talking with him for a while, and he basically said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you anymore. That's it. And you want to know why, and he just didn't tell you. So that really is the emphasis of this whole freaking question. But let's, for argument's sake, say that your question is legit, and you want to know if men feel that way too. All right, cool, this girl will play ball. Let me tell you something. That really depends on two factors. The first factor, which is about 50% of the equation, is how much time this guy has dedicated to talk to this woman. So if he's been talking to you for a long while, and then you decide to cut it off for him, yeah, I could see a guy saying, hey, is there a reason for this that I'm not seeing here? But that's only half the equation. The other half, which is equally important, and in some cases could be argued that it is more important, is the type of guy he is. Because if it's a guy, even if he's been talking to you for, like, let's say months to a year, you decide, nah, I'm leaving because I don't see a future for him, and you just go. If he's the type of guy who's like really secure about himself, really cemented in himself, knows who he is, knows where he's going, and doesn't have a problem walking away, he probably won't care. He probably will give it the minimum amount of effort he needs to give it. He's like, yeah, we've been hanging out, maybe dating, maybe smashing for about 6 months, maybe a year, and you're like, oh, well, I'm moving away, I gotta go, and then you give him a weak excuse, expecting him to pursue you, and he doesn't pursue. Oh, well, I guess we know there who actually had the high ground, who had the upper hand, the one who didn't have a problem walking away. Or should I say, the one who didn't have a problem about you walking away.
Fatality.
Flawless victory.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.